The Walt Disney Company appears to be throwing shade at guests at Walt Disney World, but not in the way that many of them need. We're playing fun, folks, with the words today, but let me just say, when it comes to the sunshine raining down upon the parade of people going and spending $200 a day to be at Epcot, well, it's real hot. Dang it, Bob, it's hot. And Disney not wanting to spend a lot when it comes to protecting its guests from the sun's harmful rays. Hello, folks. It is it's a video that you might not have expected, but it's far bigger than you would initially anticipate. Today, we're talking about waiting in line at Disney World or trying to sit at a table. And it turns out that the tables have been turned on you, for you thought you were going to be treated as a VIP guest. And instead, those out of California designed a park that does not sit well in Florida. In fact, it might be outright dangerous. So before you go on vacation and find yourself stroking out right there in the middle of the happiest and hottest place on earth, let us shout out what's going on, what's going wrong, and how you can avoid being the next fatality. We kid, not really. Click the like button. Here we go. Can we tell you about Disney World for a minute? We'll go to Disney World, and then as the news breaks, we'll go back to it. Let's go to Disney World for a moment for something that is lighter and definitely sunnier. All right, folks, take a look at this out of Blog Mickey. Themed roof installation begins for new shade structure at Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land. Now, if you think this is a wee bit narrower than what we usually cover here on the channel, well, you would be right, except that we have the light of day to shine upon something much bigger that is at play when it comes to Disney and what's going on. Hang tight, we'll show you. All right, continuing right along out of Mickey Blog, it says, "Good morning from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Earlier this morning, we took a look at some new construction walls along Hollywood Boulevard as Walt Disney World finally gets around to fixing a facade that's been damaged for 2.5 years. Speaking of projects that have dragged on, let's head over to Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land, where a recent spark in construction pace almost overshadows years of work on a seemingly simple project. Let's take a look at the latest construction update of the new shade structure at Woody's Lunchbox. Woody's Lunchbox. Here's what they're talking about. It's this teeny weeny, itsy bitsy little thing that there's like a tinker toy area that you can walk under and get some shade.
It's such a miserable land, Toy Story Land, honestly. I mean, take what you can get on the shade.
But look at this. The average person, and this photo is taken at the most advantageous time for Disney, right? The light is behind the tree. If it's straight above you, get ready, you are going to burn. And this is the broader story, is that once again, the Imagineers out of Anaheim seem to not have a good grasp on what it's like to live in Florida or to be in Florida. And so they continuously design the Disney parks, Disney World, to be for California, but it's not in California, it's in Florida. It's the Sunshine State for a reason. Folks, take a look at this. I'm going to show you another example of this. It's absolute madness. Let's go over to Drew Smith, Drew Disney Dude. It says Cosmic Madness. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind opened with an hour-long wait on the attraction's first day operating with a standby line at Epcot. Here's the video. We'll show it to you. Look at all these people standing out there. This is the extended queue for Cosmic Rewind. Now, there's just one interesting thing about this extended queue. It's not as if Disney didn't know that they were going to have lines for this. Luckily for these people, it is a rather coolish kind of winter day in Florida. That means it was about 50 degrees. But come July, come August, when it's 100 degrees, why in the world does Disney continue to do these things where they design their parks so that there is no cover, no escape, no shade? And then guess what? When they do build the shade, it looks like this. You could probably fit 10 people under there, and they're calling it a shady structure. I think it's shady indeed, because what it points to is not only do the Imagineers have the inability to build new stuff, they don't understand weather in Florida. Vash, Jonas, how did this happen that, we've got the new ride, well, it's not new, but it's off virtual queue, and they don't even have umbrellas up to block the sun off of you. People are going to be passing out from sunstrokes because of these dumb Disney DEI Imagineers.
Well, I will point out that those umbrellas and the long pathway, that's something that they did at Toy Story Land within the first year, was it, of that being open? Before they even opened up the second restaurant location at Toy Story Land, they had those long lines with the umbrellas going into the normal queue for uh, uh, Slinky Dog Dash, which, by the way, the Slinky Dog Dash queue is a normal sized queue. I don't know why at this point Disney has forgotten how to design these lands in a way that doesn't look like they are just bursting at the seams beyond their popularity. Maybe that is actually the expected popularity. Maybe that's what's going on here, is that Disney wants it to look like there are way more people than they anticipated being there. And so they want to make it look like it's more popular so that then they do this unprofessional stuff here. And by the way, to me, it seems like that Cosmic Rewind queue is probably extended queue is probably going to have to go away soon, because they're talking like a 35-minute wait time now, which I think is what inside of that building should be accommodating. I don't know. There's so much about this that I see Disney should build these things and let people just risk it how they want to risk it as far as the lines go. I hate virtual queues. I don't like line skipping services. But at the same time, I'm glad to see Disney be exposed for not handling things the way they should.
The line skipping services, however, is why you get lines like this, right? Because it should be pretty easy. It should be, look, you take a hourly capacity for an attraction, or the theoretical hourly capacity that it is. You multiply that by maybe 2.5, right? And that's your queue. That's how much space you actually need. But once you actually implement skip the line services like FastPass, or in this case, Lightning Lane, well, now 50% of your standby, I'm sorry, 50% of your hourly capacity, I should say, has been dedicated to standby. So now that exponentially increases how much queue space you actually need in order to hold all those people waiting in line, while the people who are skipping the line via FastPass and Lightning Lane can go into their own lane. So operationally, it really has created a mess here. The fact that you don't have, for your new coaster, this big new attraction at Epcot, which, Epcot hasn't received in quite some time. The fact that you didn't actually plan out the queue space they actually need for this, especially in a building that was previously so large. I mean, this thing housed real life-size dinosaurs, folks. How do you not have enough space to hold everybody for a roller coaster? It is absolutely insane. Now, there were some umbrellas that were posted in some areas of this extended queue right here. Obviously, they're not in this photo, but this is absolutely intolerable. And I will correct you, bro, just a little bit. These aren't the Imagineers in Anaheim. These are Imagineers in Glendale. Okay, so Anaheim. Let's not.
No, fair point there. Fair point there. I guess I should clarify. It's as if they're designing for Anaheim,
absolutely,
instead of Orlando. And
yes.
When it is 105 degrees on that blacktop, when it's 105 degrees and the sun is beating down on you, like, I actually think this is a little bit unsafe to have people just stand there.
I agree.
And you know how expensive a bottle of water is now at Disney, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. I know you can get a tiny little cup of ice, but you're stuck in line. And I just think this is terrible design. And this isn't the way that it used to be. It is now. And, you're paying a huge amount of money to stand there and be absolutely, unbelievably miserable. Why is it so hard for them to do Six Flags could do this better. Put up some freaking umbrellas around there with some misters, water fountains. It's fine in February, but come June, this is going to be atrocious.
Yeah, well, I will point out Hollywood Studios. I've been there watching the Jedi Temple. By the way, the Jedi Temple, it never should have gotten rid of that. It was one of the best experiences, best Star Wars experiences there. And I thought it was janky before I had kids, and the kids loved it. I burnt my feet. Like, I'm wearing like nice new.
We told you to wear shoes. That was your fault.
Well, I'm going to point this out for any people at Disney, and you probably know it anyways. I had nice new sneakers on, and I could feel the heat from the pavement starting to harm the soles of my feet. And I got thick soles, I'll say that. This is Florida heat doesn't play around.
No, it does not. Oh man, the summer I went in summer of 2023, that was really hot. But look, this is the extended queue area that they have to the side of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind that you're seeing on screen right here, provided by Block Mickey, of course. You see, there was room and there was space in order to, I don't know, create a separate structure. Could have been an indoor facility as well in the time period that this was on virtual queue. It was on virtual queue since, 2022 when this attraction actually opened right here? Plenty of time to actually fix and provide a solution for this. And instead, we have, these temporary theater style queue. What do you want to call it? Stanchions?
Vinyl queue stanchions. Yeah.
Right.
These aren't even the nice ones. They don't even go into the pavement like the old ones used to do, where you have your established. These things are temporary and are put up on the fly. There used to be a no handwritten signs rule at Disney. That's obviously gone away. Along with the maintenance to keep the bees off of everything. Sorry, that was a very specific story. There was a handwritten sign to say, sorry, we can't do anything about the bees. It was in tiny print, not that far from Toy Story Land, by the way. The maintenance of these parks and the planning of these parks used to be admirable. And now it's as if another company has taken over for the Disney company. Vash, I keep interrupting you.
No. You're exactly right here. It is like another company has taken over the Walt Disney Company, because these things that they have, I mean, you would thought they would have learned, right, from setting up attractions before in these parks at Walt Disney World. It's like they don't even apply that anymore. When you look at Toy Story Land, I mean, it is just a concrete wasteland of no shade, at least from a guest perspective. There are some good appointments here or there. But the fact that had no shade, the fact that they're only getting to shade structures here in 2025, 6 years after that opened? That's wild. It's ridiculous, and it shouldn't actually be happening. Remember, Imagineering used to put entire attractions indoors, like Small World, for example, knowing that the heat in Florida was going to be a problem. The fact that they can't do anything like that now, the fact that they can't provide at least a permanent shade structure, a permanent line queuing system in order to handle the many, many people who want to experience Cosmic Rewind, does reflect the state of Imagineering at this point.
You know, usually we don't bring up comments during shows, but there's actually some good ones here. I want to say, I hate Disney, but I think water mistress followed by powerful fans in certain sections of lines would make sense. I remember Animal Kingdom, several places that they've done this. So this is something that they're aware of, something they've done in the past, but they don't do that at Epcot. I don't know why that they don't do that at Epcot. Gen XK says Disney could take a page from the little but mighty Holiday World. Free parking, free soft drinks, and free sunscreen. I didn't go for the sunscreen when I was there, but back when I was drinking name brand sodas, I did drink a bit too much Mountain Dew that day. The sponsorship from Pepsi goes a long way. Holiday World, pretty good for the price.
Yeah, and here's the deal. When you're looking at these structures next to these buildings that are, they've been either renovated or they're brand new, why in the world, what is the cost that Disney would have to pay to put a permanent shaded, structure that would block the heat? Like you could even stretch certain things, overhead to just block the sun. Why do they have to have temporary queue and temporary umbrellas set up? It looks cheap and cheesy. It doesn't look finished. It looks like an afterthought. They're like, oh, wait a minute. You mean our guests might have a sunstroke after they pay $200 a person to get in here? Yeah, we'll give them an umbrella that we found at Big Lots as it's going out of business.
Well, they are on the plans here, so they'll get to them around 2028, 2029, something like that.
Absolutely. All right, folks, that's the story when it comes to Disney and their throwing shade at guests. Yeah, they're throwing a little bit of shade, but it's not going to be the thing that makes you happy. Hang tight, and hopefully they'll get it right in the future. But right now, the Imagineers appear to be designing for Anaheim when they're actually in Orlando. We really hope that you felt this video was satisfactual. We know we had an actual good time participating and communicating with each and every one of you out there listening. It is a great honor, it is a great pleasure, even a responsibility to do this on a daily basis. You give us the dream job we love doing, and for that we can never say thank you enough. There's only one small favor we ask beyond what has already been done, and that is, folks, consider it. That is clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It's the notification bell. And drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts, because your thoughts do indeed matter, no matter what the mainstream media would otherwise say. Folks, as we say every single time we end these videos, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah.
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up. 3 days of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.